Welcome back to Dice to Meet You. This is a podcast where we're all about to play some Dungeons and Dragons. I'm your host and your Dungeon Master, Keith McBlane.
I'm your sleepy boy mouse grouse, Glen Tickle.
I'm Jacob Haller. I am Skullbutt, the cat bard.
I'm Tara Dunderdale. I'm Audreyn, the goat who eats vines.
And Troy is somewhere. His phone is off, so we just have, no idea.
Presumably kidnapped by bandits.
He might pop in later in the episode. I hope he does. Cause so I guess Deckham, our bear cleric, is just gonna be on autopilot for a little bit. So this is a continuing adventure, of course. Season 2. We're starting fresh in a new world. But there were some events that transpired last episode, and you need to get caught up on those. So I'm gonna turn it over to the party bard Skullbutt to fill us in.
All right. A cat said to a human mouse, "Let's do the goddess go." A goat and bear gave their consent, and so they made it so. They traveled months, then they arrived. They spoke the magic words. A lizard asked a favor, so they put away their swords. They came upon a room of bells hanging on ropes and string. The mouse repelled across the room without a single ding. The bear came next, he followed on. Across the room he swung. We braced ourselves for a racket, yet the bells remained unrung. This cat's adventured many years. He's seen an awful lot. He's seen kind acts and brave ones too, oft done without forethought. And so he asks you to trust him, for he says just what he means. That bear swinging across the ropes was the craziest thing he's ever seen. Ha! Let's try that again.
All right.
Yay!
Thanks.
That was pretty great.
Well done.
So yeah, we're in this sort of opening cavern of the goddess's repose, and we're making our way upwards through this vertical cavern that's crisscrossed with bridges and tunnels, and where we last left off, we had come to a juncture. Kiga, the kobold who's leading us through, she went one way, heading towards the next landing up. But Audreyn heard sort of a low groan come from a different direction. So when we had cliffhangered last time, we had just decided to go investigate. And Kiga's like, "I'm not bothering with that."
All right. So can we see anything about what his situation is? Does it seem safe to approach?
Yeah. If you sort of go towards this unconscious figure, you see a prone human figure that lies at the end of this tunnel, just before another one of those two small crevices. He is riddled with darts, and sure enough, a quick inspection of the tunnel walls reveal small metal tubes embedded in the stone. The human appears to have been stripped of all weapons, armor, and valuables.
Keith, remind me, are humans... Do humans live in this world?
Yeah. We've got all the typical fantasy races in addition to anthro races, okay, and monsters.
I was just wondering if we would know that he was definitely from somewhere else.
Okay. Well, I'm going to suggest that we, if we can do so without getting in the path of the darts, one of the larger among us, grab his leg or something and pull him out of there.
That seems like a job for the bear that can't say no.
Yes.
All right. So,
I wasn't going to say it, but absolutely.
That's why I'm here.
all right. So Decim crawls up as tentatively as he can, and grabs this human by the leg and drags him while keeping his body low to the ground. You know, as he's sort of sliding across the somewhat rough stone floor of the tunnel. The human sort of starts to groan and kind of comes to a little bit. He's like, where am I? And Decim drags him out to the mouth of the tunnel, where it is apparently safe. And you don't see Kiga around anywhere. She's made herself scarce.
Okay.
Where were you before?
He looks around kind of blearily, and he looks at the darts stuck or that have made shallow wounds in his skin, and he's like, oh geez, I think I was out for a while. Who are all of you?
Well, we're adventurers, and we're exploring the goddess's repose. I assume the same's true of you.
Yes, hi. My name's Joseph. I'm an adventurer too, although it looks like
one.
I'm didn't do very good at that part.
You done goofed it, buddy.
Yeah, I did. And he sort of looks around. He looks at his belt where there seems to be like an empty loop of leather for holding a weapon, and you know, he's wearing sort of like a padded undergarment that one would wear under metal armor, and he's got a pack strapped to him that looks like it's been sort of turned out, and he says, "Oh, dang it, all my stuff's gone, and so's my fighter."
Who's, well, okay.
Yeah, I guess that about figures. It probably left me for dead.
Well, we're going to
Heart City.
the Heart City. Is that where we're going? We're going to the
Heart
city.
City.
Okay, do you mind if I go with you? I mean, it'll probably be safer that way. I mean, not that there's, anything dangerous that I've seen up ahead, but I guess it couldn't hurt. I mean, if you could get me to the city.
Killed you. There were
Well,
those.
yeah, true. There were a few of those traps.
Did you just get hit by the traps, or did like somebody attack you guys?
Nah, just hit a tripwire, I think. Then last I remember, just the floor just started tilting, and it came up right and hit me in the face.
Yeah, I've had
All
floors do that. So we've got some local help here who's kind of guiding us through the maze, and she is a little leery of adventurers. So why don't I go on ahead and see if I can find her and convince her that this is okay. Sounds good to everyone. Yeah.
Well,
You can tell her this guy barely qualifies as an adventurer. Look at him.
he has no weapons other than the darts that are embedded in his skin right now.
Right.
Which
That's his only inventory. Is butt darts.
can I do what is it, perception, and see if like this guy is lying and is himself a trap?
That would be
Insight, that's
insight,
fine.
but
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
It's real hard to roll dice with mittens on, guys.
I thought you were exaggerating that you're
No,
putting
it's
mittens
really
on.
cold and my heat's off because of the background noise. They're fleece lined. It's a 13.
Okay, so yeah, this seems like a sleepy and confused human. He doesn't seem to pose much of a danger.
All right.
Okay.
Does anybody know offhand what like healing stuff Deckham has? Does he have like a cantrip that does anything?
I actually have
healing
a
word?
healing
He could
spell.
I don't know.
he could probably throw like a cure wounds at this guy and bring up his health a little bit. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Not that he seems like too badly injured.
All right, he's a little beat up and
Little.
in his undies.
Also, like,
Yeah.
slightly injured stranger guy, maybe, like, an advantage to us that he's not.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah,
If he's like near death, maybe. I don't want to like burn a spell slot on some rando,
Yeah.
but
just
I
because
should
the
note that
people
he seems
around here are so afraid of adventurers that I don't want to, like, burn up all
Yeah.
our goodwill
Yeah.
by, like,
Also,
healing
I
every...
he's probably going to be an easier sell to Kiga if we're like, look at this idiot.
He's
He's got
full
darts
of
in his
darts.
butt. He's not.
Yeah.
He's no threat.
Also, I took 14 points of damage last time, and you don't hear me crying about it. One of my finer moments. All right. So I'm gonna go down the tunnel that Kiga went down earlier, and hope that, and sort of hope to find her there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Kiga, I forget. I think it's like a ladder up at the end of the tunnel to the next landing, and Kiga is just sort of like huddled down, sort of peering down over the ledge, and she says, "What's going on? What's going on? Is it safe? Is it dangerous?"
So the guy we found was unconscious. He ran into some kind of dart trap, and someone took all his stuff. So he doesn't now have a weapon or anything, and he just seems kind of tired. And so we think that and we don't really want to just leave him there. So he might.
That seems very suspicious, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not totally fond of it either, but I feel like if, we have some compunctions against just killing the dude, and he was stupid enough to fall into that dark trap without noticing, and also we don't want him following us, so we thought if we took him along, we could at least keep an eye on him, and he doesn't seem to have a weapon. We can, then definitely take care of him if it seems like he is going to be mean.
Yeah, we could definitely kill this guy real quick. Don't even worry about it.
So Kiga narrows her eyes, but she says, "Okay."
All right. So I call back and I say, "All right, guys, we're good to go. Come on down."
Should we make sure this guy knows he's not allowed to kill anyone unless they're threatening Kiga?
Yeah, probably. But like, with what? Hey, don't choke anybody to death.
He does have those darts. Have we left the darts in him?
Don't pull any darts out of your butt and throw them at anybody.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, he's started plucking them out, being that they are bringing him some discomfort. Although he's just sort of tossing them to the side.
Did Keith actually say they were in his butt, or did Glenn retcon
No,
that?
yeah.
I didn't specify, but I won't say they're not in his butt.
I specified it.
I mean, where else would they be?
That's the funniest place to have a dart.
It is. All right, it's canon.
Okay.
I don't know. Remember that
I'll
time
write
I
that
put one
down.
up a demon's
Dart
nose?
in
That was
butt.
a pretty funny place for a
Yeah.
dart too.
That was more badass than funny, though. Like, that was just excellent dart placement.
Okay, so are you all going up to the next landing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am,
okay.
For sure.
So Kiga seems to be putting a few more meters of personal space between you and between herself and the party now that Joseph is with you. But at any rate, once again, you see 3 stone bridges before you. They run parallel to each other and all lead to the same tunnel on the opposite wall. The center bridge has completely crumbled in the middle, with nothing to span the gap. The left bridge is scorched and smoking, as if the entire length of it had been recently burned. The right bridge has a suspicious glossy sheen, and closer inspection reveals that it has been coated entirely in oil. Before the center bridge is an engraving, scratched into the floor with a crude hand. It reads, "Faith and bravery are the wings of a true adventurer. Those who are worthy will walk a balanced path." So Kiga is going to completely ignore that writing. She's gonna sort of lean over and sort of sniff at the scorch marks on the burned bridge, and then she's just gonna run across it and get to the other side.
There's a scorched bridge, an oily bridge, and
A broken bridge.
a third
And
bridge?
a gone bridge.
Just straight up gone.
Yeah.
Do you think we have to Indiana Jones it and just believe in ourselves and run off a cliff? Hey, Joseph. There's probably like a secret. Are you familiar with Indiana Jones? There's probably a secret bridge that you just can't see. Why don't you test it out?
He's gonna look at the gap in the stone and peer down levels and levels of this cavern to where the floor is almost invisible in the darkness, and he's gonna say, "I already fell into one trap today. I'm not really looking forward to another."
This isn't a trap. The trap is thinking you can't go across.
It's that negative attitude. That's the real trap, Joseph.
He's gonna look back and forth and say, "The kobold crossed on the burned bridge.
Okay, go that one.
Seems like that would be the easiest way to do it."
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty small, so like even if that bridge is kind of burnt out a little bit, I think I would make it. I'm genuinely considering though trying to just do an acrobatics check and like risky business slide down the oily bridge.
This is how we lose Grouse the second time.
Oh, that's right. You know that there are no consequences to your actions.
Yeah, he did
Why
not. He did not take the correct lesson away from that.
So Joseph is gonna say, I'm just gonna do what the kobold did, and he's gonna go across the burned bridge.
Successfully?
I'm gonna follow
He's like,
him.
"See, that worked fine. I think you're overthinking it."
We do tend to do that
I can't
as
tell
a group.
if Keith is trying to guide us across one of the bridges or if it's a trap.
It's totally devious, right?
I'm more just worried about our giant bear friend making it across a weakened bridge.
Yeah.
Well, we can do the rope thing again.
Well, I did say that the bridges were made of stone. The scorch marks are only on the
I think we're
surface
to
of this
believe
thing.
that
Oh.
it catches fire, that like there's fire blasters.
I wasn't super paying attention to that part, I guess. Man, I sure don't want to get burned to death again.
The last time wasn't it like a devil dog or something that ate your throat?
Yeah.
Burning had
All right.
something
that's
to do with it.
Yeah, it was a pretty key factor. Yeah, all right. I think we're overthinking it. I'll go across the burn bridge.
Okay, you do so. No traps or surprise things happen to you. You make it safely to the other side.
I'll follow.
Seems pretty straightforward.
All right.
All right, you all go across, Steckham included.
No, at this point, I'm really convinced it's a trap. I'm not. No, never mind. I go too.
So I will give you just a little bit of behind the scenes here. I usually don't do this, but I'm going to read my notes for this landing. This is a hilarious joke on the players to see if any of them will actually walk off the center bridge and go into an 80-foot freefall. It is an anti-puzzle.
See, you got to be careful with that kind of thing. That's how I killed everyone
fair-
last time I TM'd a campaign.
To be fair, we weren't going to go off the metal one. We were trying to talk a badly injured stranger into doing it.
This was not a risk we were willing to take ourselves. We were, however, willing to sacrifice Joseph.
Right. Like
In
if he did it and
service
fell,
of the
we'd be like,
joke.
"Oh, see, we can't do that. We can't. He fell down that hole."
Okay, so
Should have slid across.
So So you go into the next tunnel, which leads up to the next landing. So this is the top floor of the tall cylindrical cavern. There is not so much a number of bridges before you, but rather a circular hub with paths branching off into a number of tunnels and crevices. The largest tunnel directly opposite you is marked with an icon of a heart and the words "Heart Door" / "Heart City" in a few different languages that you recognize. From one of the tunnels to the left, you hear echoey shouting. You make out the words, "Get back here, you little punks!"
Is that us? Are we the punks?
Probably not.
Yeah.
In character, Grouse will shout, "You're a punk."
How's Kiga responding to all of this?
Good question. Kiga has darted behind the rest of the party. She doesn't seem too intent on encountering whoever belongs to that voice. So Grouse called the voice a punk. So he's gonna say, "No, you're a punk."
Is it Teen Demon?
Get over here and I'll show you how much of a punk you are.
No.
I'm on board with that no answer.
Yeah, absolutely not. Audryn's gonna ready one of her weapons.
Okay.
But sort of gesture to Kiga, get behind me. I'm doing this to protect you.
Okay. Kiga seems totally okay with putting you between herself and danger. So actually, another human runs out from the tunnel from which the voice was emanating, and Joseph, who is sort of at the back of the party, he sort of covers his face in his hand, and he's like, "Oh no." And this human that was yelling at you, he's fully clad in armor, sword and shield, which he's waving around angrily. But when he gets out and sees the party, he sort of stops in his tracks and he's like, "Oh, I thought you were monsters."
Do you call monsters punks?
I mean, if they're being punks.
What?
But who are you? Are you adventurers too?
I don't know. I feel like part goat, part human is a kind of monster.
I feel like you're arguing.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You gotta have confidence if you're an adventurer.
Listen, you haven't seen me eat vines yet.
That's fair, I haven't.
It's gonna be real monstrous when it happens.
We're all really looking forward to it.
Sounds pretty intense. Anyway, I'm Kevin the Fighter. Have you seen any monsters around here? I keep looking for, monsters to fight, but they're just running away. What kind of dungeon is this, right?
Look, I feel like monsters have gotten a lot of bad rap in today's society, and people are often hostile to them when they don't need to be. So I think that it's a good idea to sort of consider what your goals are in a situation and how to best to achieve them, rather than just going around and attacking and insulting things willy-nilly. That's my opinion.
That's so boring, though. This is like a dungeon. You go in, you fight monsters. That's how adventures work, or at least all the adventures I've been on.
I mean, I guess if you're a sociopath, sure, that's how they work.
Your adventures seem one-dimensional. There's not any character development or anything?
Character development? What? You're talking crazy.
How many friends did you make on your last adventure? That's what it's really all about.
So Joseph is actually gonna step out in front of the group, and he's gonna say, "Hi, Kevin," and Kevin's gonna say, "Whoa, Joseph, you're actually alive! That's totally cool! Man, I thought you were so dead. I got really sad, and then I took all your stuff so I could sell it."
It's a natural part of the grieving process.
You seem fun.
So Joseph is going to say, yeah, I gathered. So Kevin's going to say, awesome, now that Joseph's here, we could probably like keep looking around, keep finding some monsters, just backtrack over every inch of this bad boy and see what we can find.
Hey, Kev, buddy, could you stop waving the sword around? We're just like having a conversation. You're making everyone nervous.
So Kevin looks at the sword like he didn't even realize he was holding it, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, force of habit."
You know, we found out that there's this really cool thing in the last room. There's this. If you take the middle bridge, it looks like it's not there, but really it is.
You just gotta believe in yourself, dude.
There's really something kind of amazing in there.
Just look in your heart.
Oh wow, I didn't even think to go over that one. I just saw some suspicious oil, so I set it on fire. Then I went across. That's using your head.
Oh, great.
Okay.
There were 2 oil bridges.
Guys, I think I was right, and this guy is, in fact, a punk.
Yeah. Seems accurate.
So he looks at you and is like, "Oh, what did you say to me? You want to fight? Because I am pretty outnumbered right now. Seems like that would be bad for me. But let me just say, I don't appreciate all your smack talk, punk."
You seem pretty bad at this.
Kevin, why are you so angry?
Who hurt you, Kevin?
I'm going to play some soothing music.
Like, what makes you want to kill monsters that aren't attacking you? If, like, a monster's attacking you, sure, kill it. But what makes you want to go find monsters and kill them?
I don't know. Usually monsters do, like, bad stuff, right?
I mean, he is kind of right. Monsters do bad stuff.
Yeah, totally. This guy gets it.
But that's just what they were bred in, like, factory farms in Purgatory.
Kevin looks totally confused by
They're
this.
just doing what they were bred
What?
to do.
You know something about monsters that I don't.
Yeah, we're
We know
very knowledgeable about monsters, and maybe you should trust us and stop just murdering everything in sight.
I'm pretty knowledgeable about monsters, too. I've fought, like, so many of them.
How many?
It's
How
not
many?
like... How many monsters?
I don't know. Who bothers to count those things?
We need
Okay,
a
so
hard
like
number
2.
here,
I
Kevin.
keep
get
forgetting
it.
to make, like, notches on my sword or whatever.
So 0 is the answer? 0 monsters?
No monsters.
Joseph is gonna say, no, we've gotten into our share of fights.
With monsters or just like people doing
Yeah.
their laundry, like my
Or
good
just-
friend Keegan
Or
here.
just darts in the wall.
Or the floor.
Darts don't count as monsters, dude.
So as soon as Audreyn mentions Kiga, Kevin actually notices the kobold for the first time, and she is just gonna like scamper like back the way she came, and Kevin's like, "Oh, you're letting her get away. I didn't
Nah,
even
she's cool.
see that monster there."
She's not a monster. She's just a lizard.
Where you see a
Right.
monster.
She's a
Yeah,
lizard.
you understand that we're animals too, right?
She's just got laundry and stuff to take care of.
Do you think that all animals are monsters?
Kevin,
No.
are you the real monster? Here, here, Kevin. I have a book to show you.
Kevin's like, books
out,
are so stupid.
I pull out a copy of the monster at the end of this book that I've been carrying this whole time.
Well, if it is about monsters, he reaches out and takes it. Oh, cool pictures.
Glenn, I had recurring nightmares about that book as a child. Can Deckham make like a real quick call to his therapist and see if they have room for just like an emergency phone session?
Yeah, Deckham.
Because it sounds like this guy has whatever Deckham
Deckham
had.
pulls out a rock and he's like, beep boop beep.
Well, I thought like when Kiga was talking about how bad adventures are, I feel like she might just be talking about that.
Yeah. Seems
He's
likely.
pretty bad.
Can we take his sword away?
You can try, but Joseph says, come on, Kevin. I think that we've found about everything we're gonna find in this dungeon. Wanna keep going, buddy?" And Kevin's like, yeah, I guess so. It's so lame
Get out of here,
though.
He's
Kevin?
Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, look at me.
What?
I need you to not kill any people that live in this dungeon.
What
Okay? If you see like like a pile of ooze or something. Not a jellyfish,
Did you find
but
any
like
oozes?
a pile of
Oh man,
actual
that would be
ooze.
great right now.
Kill that.
Yes,
If
I'll
you
do
see
it.
just like a
Don't
little
need to ask me
bird,
twice.
don't kill it.
Okay.
Okay?
I think I get what you're saying.
Real monsters only, not people that live here that are part animal.
Okay.
Do you know the difference?
I think I get what you're saying. Kobolds, I think, are monsters, though, right?
No.
No.
No. Kevin.
Assume if someone is doing their laundry, not a monster.
Monsters
if
don't do
someone-
laundry.
Trying to eat your face, probably a monster.
I think you're being awfully narrow-minded about monsters. I think they can do their own laundry.
Sure. But if you come upon a monster doing its laundry, you don't need to kill it.
You're making up a lot of rules right now.
Kevin,
Yes?
I'm really going to need you to stick with me here and not go around murdering people because you're making our job a little harder.
So Kevin's like, oh, fine. And Joseph says, wow, I've been trying to get him to do that for I don't know how long.
Yeah, well, I've been with Deckham for 8 months, so I've learned.
Deckham waves.
All right. I like this movement we're starting here.
Audryn's become a pacifist.
All right, so Joseph is gonna gesture in the direction of the sign that says Heart City, and he says to Kevin, "Okay, Kevin, want to go to Heart City? There'll probably be some stuff there. I mean, we could at least like go probably buy some more trail rations or whatever." And Kevin's like, "Yeah, I guess so. It stinks that we didn't like get any treasure that we could sell. I mean, except the stuff I stole off of you."
Kevin, you're the worst. I super hate you, Kevin.
Kevin's like, "Yeah, I don't like you either. But this goat lady doesn't want me to hurt you."
The goat lady will
alright.
punch a hole through you if you hurt Mouse Grouse.
I'm gonna bust out my whip,
Okay.
and I'm going to attempt to intimidate him with it.
Okay.
At which I am proficient, and I don't remember how that works. Right, because that was a thing I learned from Monster Rancher.
Yeah, just roll an intimidation check.
15.
Remember, you can add 1d8 if you want.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's a perfect time for that. 7, so 22.
Okay. So you crack the whip with a resounding snap that echoes around the cavern, and Kevin jumps back and he's like, "Whoa, okay, jeez, I'm sorry I called you a punk.
Super hate you, Kevin.
Chill out, all right?"
Kevin, you kill any monsters, I'm coming for you, fool. I'm coming for you.
And
I'm gonna get you, Kevin. I'm gonna get you.
and he actually looks a little perturbed, although he's trying to hide it behind his bravado.
Yeah, you suck, Kevin.
So Kevin says to Joseph, "All right, let's go. I'm sick of these guys. They're lame or whatever."
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're the
keep
lame
telling
ones.
yourself that.
So Joseph says, "All right, bye everyone. Thanks for not leaving me to die."
You're welcome.
And then he and Kevin are going to get started on going up those stairs that apparently lead to Heart City.
All right.
Is it a trap?
Isn't that where we're
No,
also
we're going to the door, which I forget where that is exactly, but it's a different place.
The sign that they're following says Heart Door / Heart City.
Oh, okay.
So this is like that thing where you leave a bar and you say goodbye to somebody and then realize you're both gonna walk the same
Pretty
way.
much, yeah.
Awesome. I'm just gonna. I guess let's walk that way. I'm just gonna be mad dogging Kevin the whole
Okay.
time.
Was Kiga? Was Kiga just going to show us to Heart City, or like should we wait for her?
Well, I think we should get her again. She's been super useful and helpful.
Yeah. Well, Kiga has retreated far off. You don't see her anywhere in the immediate area.
Okay. So if I I'll go back as far as the bridge. Do I see her down there anywhere?
No, you don't.
I'll also call
She
out.
might just be hiding.
Yeah, she might be. I'll call it. All right, those bozos are gone. It's safe.
I guess so. You hear a little scamper from one of the tunnels, and Kiga pokes her head out, and she says, "Really, they're gone?"
Yeah, they went on ahead, so we'll have to watch out for them coming up. But they're not with us anymore.
And we made them promise to not try to kill any more people.
It scared the hell out of Kevin. It was great.
Man, Grouse was real intimidating. It was really kind of great. I'm sorry that you missed it. You would have really appreciated the way that he made the big fighter dude just look like a total idiot.
So she nods and says, "Yeah, I don't like that guy."
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's a jerk. None of us do.
That guy's a loser.
Boo, Kevin.
If we've learned anything about you, Kiga, it's that you have really good instincts about people, and we would really like to hang out with you some more.
That is a true
You
fact.
liked us, and you thought he was a jerkface.
Yeah.
So Kiga says, "Yeah, I guess you're not the worst either," and she tentatively
Thanks.
approaches.
I feel like we should hang back a little bit and let those fools go on ahead.
So Kiga's gonna look around and say, "Well, okay. I guess why don't you all tell me a little bit about yourselves?"
I've only been a mouse for a little bit. I died one time, and I make excellent decisions at every turn.
So Kiga seems a little bit suspicious about all points on that list. But she's just gonna nod her head and not say anything.
Go ahead, Skullbutt.
Okay. Well, I'm Skullbutt.
Yours is gonna make more sense than mine will.
It's interesting when I consider what mine is going to be. So my name's Skullbutt, and I'm obviously a cat and a bard, as you may have picked up. And I've been on the outside, kind of traveling around and collecting stories and doing a little adventuring here and there, although not the kind where you act like that jerk. And yeah, I'd heard about this place for a lot about this place. Although no one seems to know what goes on in here exactly. So I decided I wanted to check this out, and I got together with these guys for the trip. And that's me.
I'm Audreyn, former orphan, but then I rescued my family from purgatory and helped them rebuild their city. But then I got really bored because I realized it wasn't as interesting as having a life's purpose. So now I'm a goat.
Kiga just has no idea how to respond to that one.
Skullbutt is a little bit put out that you told this kobold so much more than you told him when he asked the same question.
Yeah. And Deckham is just going to say, "I'm a Pokemon master." And and Kiga's going to say, "No one knows what that means." Somehow she knows. So she's going to say, "Well, you all seem very strange, but at least you've been nice to me and haven't really, tried to scare me or use your weapons, and I appreciate that."
And I know it doesn't sound like it, but everything we've said is the truth. Or at least we believe it's the truth.
Okay. I'll take that into consideration.
I am a little bit damaged. Is there anything we could do while we're waiting to give me a few more hit points?
You could take a short rest if you want. That would allow you to roll as many hit die as you feel like to regain some hit points in that way.
I think I have some restrictions on that because of being a small cat.
Oh yeah, that's true. You are lethargic and you need more naps than usual from being a cat. So you only get to roll.
But can't he just purr and heal himself?
Can he steal a child's breath?
I mean, as a bard, he could do some musical purring that would evoke healing magic. But but he only gets to roll 1 hit die per short rest.
Okay.
Doesn't Deckham have cure wounds?
Yeah, Deckham. Okay, I guess Deckham just throws a cure wounds at you. That's like D8, right? You heal 7 hit points.
Okay. All right. It's not quite. That's better than
I remembered
was.
to add the wisdom there.
But we can still take the short rest, right?
Yeah, we can.
We don't want to run into Kevin and Joseph again.
No, he was not very
I'm
good
looking at my
company.
shit. I don't know.
So you take a little while to tend to your wounds, and when after a little bit of time has passed, Kiga is going to gesture to the stairs that Kevin and Joseph went up, and she's going to say, so Heart City is that way. This is your first time, I guess, going to the city, so the sheriff will probably have to, we'll have to let you in, but other than that, I think you're home free.
Well, great. Yeah, we appreciate everything that you've done to help us out. If there's anything that we can do for you, let me know, and I'm definitely happy to return the favor.
All right. I guess I'll let you know if any other adventurers are giving me too much trouble.
Yeah, if they're like Kevin, no worries. We got it.
Yeah, if we have to kill Kevin, you just let us know and I'll talk.
So she says, all right. I guess it's been fun. I better go start drying out that laundry.
All right.
Have a great time with chores.
Okay, bye, friends. And then she disappears down the tunnel.
Nice.
Good deal.
All right, let's
Head on up.
go to Heart City.
Okay, so you go up the large winding stairway. There actually is what looks like a large elevator platform in the center, attached to a hefty pulley system, but you don't see any means of operating it. So you just go up the stairs, and midway up the staircase, you come to a grand cavernous hallway, which stretches a short distance to an equally grand door, made of glistening red crystal. The door reaches almost all the way to the ceiling, easily 30 feet in height. Its rough appearance leads you to question whether it was built or formed naturally. Carved into the massive door is a symbol, shaped like a heart. And though the material of the carved symbol is not different from the surrounding mineral, the heart itself is a dark color, almost black. Inscribed beneath the door is a phrase in an ancient language, and in front of the door stand 2 male orcs who are aggressively making out with each other.
Hey, buddies.
They don't seem to notice you.
So I'm more confused because I thought nobody felt love.
Yeah.
Does that mean that they can still feel lust?
I didn't think there'd be so much hugging and kissing in this one.
You could ask them.
Why you guys smooching?
Excuse me. Hello. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, what?
Hi. Sorry. I'll let you get back to your kissing in just 1 second. I'm just I thought people didn't kiss here.
So they kind of look at each other and they're like, well, we're trying to open the door. It's not working because this idiot isn't kissing hard enough.
Say more about that.
So the one points to the inscription in front of the door, and he says, that says something about something, and I think I heard somewhere that you need love to open the door. So I mean, we're here kissing but but obviously it's not working, because this thing not moving, this guy is not kissing well. It's stupid. We've been here for like 5 minutes.
That's a lot of kissing. Can I just get in there and read the inscription and just see what the other words were that you missed?
Okay. So I guess your Helm of Comprehend Languages lets you do that?
It should, right?
Okay, yeah. So
it lets me, yeah.
So the inscription reads, "When the heart is full, the door will open."
Okay. Full of love, full of blood. What does...
So...
Is this a metaphor? Does my Helm of Understand Language understand idiom?
No, that's all you take it to mean.
Okay, so kissing, not a bad plan. Like, that can fill your heart with feeling.
So the other orc is gonna look at the other and say, "What's this about feelings? Do we need to have like feelings to make this work? Aw, dude, you need to have like, why don't you have some feelings, dude? I think you."
I've had so many conversations like this.
Because you said that kissing was going to work, but if there's feelings that have to happen, I don't know, dude. I have a very barren emotional landscape.
But, like, tremendous self-awareness to know that. Good for you, left orc.
So he's going to say, "My name's Jock, and this is Rock."
Oh, cute.
That's adorable, guys.
Jock and Rock.
And Rock is going to say, "Dude, I'm not going to have feelings. That's lame."
People are really concerned with lameness.
Yeah.
In this dungeon.
This seems to be a dungeon that's full of just like teenage boys.
Look. I know that feelings can seem lame, but sometimes if you open up to them, yourselves to them, wonderful things can happen, such as that door opening. That would be my argument.
So Rock and Jock kind of just glance at each other for a minute, and they sort of stare at each other, and then they're both like, no. No, it didn't work.
Oh.
I feel like Keith is probably too young to remember this, but like literally all I'm thinking about now are those old Rock and Jock baseball games on MTV in the very early 90s.
I was not even tangentially aware of such things. Hooray for accidental cultural references. Maybe these guys want to play some baseball. I don't know.
That can be a way for people to express love for each other, is baseball, I suppose.
There's a lot I don't know about baseball.
I don't know what that means. I'm very tired.
I don't know. Maybe how did Kevin and Joseph get through this door?
So actually, this door is actually like I said, partway up the staircase. So there's this big grand corridor leading to the door, but you can still like go past it and continue on to the city.
Oh, this isn't the door to the city.
Correct. This is on...
Got it. Okay,
yeah.
I was confused.
This is sort of a tangential thing.
Well, do we want to just leave these orcs to their kissing?
I mean, do we give them tips? Like, do we coach them through this? Like,
they seem to be doing a pretty good job. It's just that they were dead inside while they did it. But that's a separate problem. They can kiss all they want as long as they're both into it. Let them kiss. Do you guys want to kiss each other, or are you just doing it to open the door?
So Jock is gonna say, I think we might need to rethink our strategy on this one. And Rock's like, more thinking.
Why don't you just go out a couple of times, talk a little bit, see if you connect as people first, and then connect your faces. And then maybe the door will open.
That's so lame. That sounds like a really hard thing to do. But Jock looks at the door and he's like, but there's the treasure they keep talking about. It sounds so good. So he looks at you and says, thanks for the tip, I guess.
Hey, sure thing.
We'll try.
I'm here to bring people together.
I have a question. I was wondering, like, what is at the city? Like, what goes on there?
So they sort of look at each other and they're like, I mean, it's a city. People live there.
How much smooching goes on?
A little bit of smooching.
Cool.
Is it all door-related smooching, or is there, like, just for fun smooching?
So they sort of shrug, and Rock says, a little bit of both, I guess. A lot of people are trying to open this door, but, like, he gestures to it, but it's still super closed, though.
Do you know when the last time it was opened?
Never.
Are you sure it's a door and not a wall? Like, it could just be like a nice sconce.
He sort of gestures to I guess the seam between it's like a double door, and he gestures to would you call it a seam in the middle?
Yeah.
And he says, looks like a door. And I think the words say it's a door.
I look like a goat. That doesn't mean that I'm a goat.
It's an excellent point.
It kind of does, though.
That seems like too abstract a thought for the two of them, and it takes them out for like a full 20 seconds or so.
All right. Can I try something that isn't talking to these orcs?
Sure. What are you up to?
So I have the spell Blink.
Okay.
So if I cast that, it says I roll each turn, roll a d20, roll 11 or higher to vanish and appear in the ethereal plane, and then you can return to, and then start of next turn return to. Oh, it has to be a visible spot.
You could possibly just like go into the ethereal plane and just like see what you can see.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
A bear went over the mountain.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to do that. So let me roll d20. 8. Nope. Never mind. Continue your conversation.
Well, you get to make that roll every round, so I'm just gonna assume like you wait
Eventually
until
it
it
works.
happens, and when you blink into the ethereal plane, everything takes on sort of a grayish pallor, and you're in like this dimension that's just directly adjacent, sort of looking back on the material plane, almost like a ghost. And you look at where this door is, and it's just this solid wall of inky blackness. You intuitively realize that there's pretty much no way that you can get past that black wall. You sort of intuit that that this door doesn't just physically seal people out, but also magically.
All right. Well, when I get back to the material plane, I'm going to say, yeah, it looks like it's pretty sealed up from both magic and physical things. I don't know if smooching will do it.
And certainly not for lack of trying.
I mean, I could go over and try scratching on it for a while, but yeah, no, I mean, clearly, if it could have worked, it would have. You guys are great. Not that I'm from this world, so I haven't seen a lot of that, but it was super interesting. I don't know where to go with this whole door thing.
So Rock is gonna say, yeah, it doesn't seem like this is working. Let's I think we should probably go back to the city and try this again later. Maybe we'll come back with lip gloss.
Yeah, that's probably the key, dude.
Pro tip, Rock and Jack, lip gloss makes kissing worse.
What? Why do people wear it then?
I don't know. The patriarchy.
Okay, sounds bad. Let's go, Rock. So the two orcs head up the staircase, seeming a little defeated.
What are the chances that when we get to the city, it's just going to be like a bacchanal of people trying to like kiss the door open?
Pretty low.
I mean, here's to hoping.
Okay. It's just these two dumb orcs.
I feel like all the people we've met so far have been terrible people that you wouldn't want to hang around. So I don't know how great the city is going to be.
Yeah, the city's going to be full of dummies.
Stop smooching so much, you idiot.
There is a pretty big run of dummies right at the front. It's very front loaded with dummies.
Okay.
That's because dummies are so much fun to roleplay.
I mean, I don't have any particularly great ideas for how to open this door besides getting some orcs to kiss.
Yeah.
So
Well,
That didn't work.
right. We tried that. That didn't. Yeah. All right.
Put a pin in this and move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
feel
fine
like
with
we-
me.
Audryn's going to pull out a piece of parchment and write down orcs kissing.
Okay.
Doesn't work.
Good note, Audryn.
Check mark.
Thinks we've tried.
Okay, so you go up to the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Getting to Know You segment of our show. This is where I usually ask a question of the party of adventurers here, and we get into a conversation and get to know each other all a little better as friends. So this week, I gotta ask, how do you party?
Are you asking, like, how we do it as individuals or for, like, instruction?
A little bit of both, maybe. I mean, I can tell you how I party, and the example I have is that a few weeks ago I went to my friend's birthday, and like I didn't really know anyone there except my friend. So you know, I sort of stayed on the periphery of things, more listening into conversations than really getting into any. But you know, I learned a few names, a few pronouns. And then I tried weed for the first time, and it was terrible, and I had to lie down for about 4 hours. So I guess to answer the question, how do I party? I party poorly.
I don't know. Did you have a good time? Other than the, like, had to lie down part?
I didn't have a bad time.
Yeah, then you did fine until, you know, you didn't.
Also, lying down is great. I mean, I'm in my mid-30s and have a 3-year-old, so like I don't party super hard. Like I have to go to a party later today for my friend's kid's first birthday, and that's just gonna be wild. It's gonna be a wild time.
Oh man, a bunch of children eating cake
For the those are the parties.
Really intense, actually.
Those are the parties I'm hitting up more than anything lately.
Yeah, similarly, I am in my mid-30s and trying to write my dissertation. And so I went out last night to like a holiday party at my friend's house where I had 4 drinks and basically feel like garbage today. But she did rent a karaoke machine, which I made more than my fair share use of.
Nice.
So that's roughly how. I mean, I'm like planning a party right now, and working real hard to make it as low key as humanly possible.
Yeah, I went to a friend's birthday celebration 2 days ago, which was at a karaoke night at a bar. And I don't know, just when there's a lot of people, I have a little trouble. Particularly if it's people I don't know, I just kind of end up sort of off to the side by myself. But I did sing a couple songs. I did "Complicated" by Avril Lavigne, which is one of my go-to karaoke songs. And then,
that's a good choice.
It's pretty good. And then I did "Mr. Roboto" by Styx, which is a super dumb song, but also a really fun song to sing at karaoke, is what I've learned.
Yeah, that's I've not done a lot of karaoke, but it seems like the dumb songs are the best ones to do. I think it saves you from the burden of actually having to sing well and just singing enthusiastically.
Yeah,
I did "What's Up" by Four Non Blondes as my opening number last night, which is, for the first 2 minutes, an excellent karaoke song because everybody knows the words, and it's like you can, as long as you sort of like get I think it's Linda Perry is the lead singer's name, like you kind of get her like cadence, but then it just repeats like the oohs and the haze over and over again for like a minute and a half, and it peters out. It's like Friends in Low Places. It seems like a good idea until you realize that it just repeats itself 9 or 10 times at the end.
Yeah, with karaoke, it seems like most of the songs that I actually know well are the type that never show up on karaoke machines. So the best option for me is usually to pick a Birdhouse in Your Soul or a Constantinople.
We had a lot of we had a variety of songs. There was a little bit of Christmas music, and then towards the end of the night, Ben did "Be Prepared"
nice
from The Lion King, which started a series of Disney songs.
Nice.
I've never done karaoke.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I sing well, so I get terrified of the thought of doing it in public. So I've never.
You need to go to one of the like karaoke, like a karaoke place. So not a karaoke bar, but a place where you just rent a room with 5 or 10 or 15 people. So it's just people that you know.
And then take comfort in the fact that everyone is embarrassing themselves.
Yeah, but it's that was like last night, like this was at my friend's house.
Okay.
So there was way less judgment if, I wanted to sing Poor Unfortunate Souls from The Little Mermaid.
There's a board game called Encore that my wife and her friends like to play, where it's like, you'll get a card and it'll be like a word, and you have to go back and forth with the other teams, and everybody has to sing like a certain number of words in a song with that word as a lyric until you can't think of another one. So like if it's prepared or whatever, you would do like "Be Prepared" and then some other song. But I would they've been playing it since like high school. And since then, I'd be like, I will recite lyrics, but I'm not singing because I can't. It's terrifying to me.
We don't have to. That's.
I'm probably not gonna. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's weird because I get up in front of people all the time. Like that doesn't bother me, but the idea of singing in front of anybody is terrifying.
We eventually, because my friend who was hosting the party was like a little bit disappointed that it wasn't like a constant stream of people singing at the beginning, and it was partially because the setup was, you had to like find a CD and put it in, so we just put on CDs of songs where we're like, everybody's gonna know 8 of these songs, and then somebody will just go up and sing, and that worked out quite well. Also, as people drank more punch, that helped too.
Yeah, that's a key part of the karaoke experience, I think. Although I don't drink myself, but other people seem to find it helpful.
continuing up the stairs leads you to a large wooden gate, sort of manned on a guard tower by an old gnome, and he yells down to you. Hail, newcomers! Welcome to Heart City. I need the sheriff to clear you before I can let you in, so I'll send for him. It will be just a few minutes before he arrives. And,
there's a new sheriff in town.
The gnome then disappears from sight.
Can we just go?
Yeah, can we just be the sheriff?
Well, there's a wooden gate in front of you that hasn't opened. So do you wait?
So we just gonna wait here?
Okay. So after a few minutes of waiting, the gates open, and before you stands a figure in a tattered brown cloak and leather hat. He's got black fur covering his whole body, and his facial features are distinctly feline. So this is a cat person. He flashes a friendly smile, full of small pointed teeth. Howdy, I'm Night Whisper. I'm the sheriff of Heart City. Now, before I let you in, I've just got to make you aware of a few rules. First off, we've got a strict no-violence policy, so I'm going to have to ask you to check all your weapons. Anything bigger than a dagger comes with me, and there won't be any trouble at all.
Okay. That means I get to keep my daggers?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I can keep my knuckle dusters, right?
Yeah, we got pretty small weapons, man. This is a good deal.
Here's my wooden staff and short sword.
I've got a hand crossbow, which I guess I should give up.
So he says, yeah, those knuckle dusters are probably pretty shady, but I guess I can let you keep them.
You said size, not level of danger.
I did, didn't I?
You did. Thanks for that.
I like this guy.
I like your cheery
He's my
attitude.
kind of person.
So I guess Decim hands over his hammer. Audreyn, you said you have a short sword?
I think I have a short sword and a staff.
Okay, you also have a spear too, I think.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm lying. I am proficient with a short sword, but I have a spear and a staff.
The sheriff takes your spear, but he says, you can keep the staff. That's basically just a stick, right?
Yeah, that's what those are.
Yep. I mean, my spear is basically just a stick, too. It just has a metal pointy end.
Yeah, I think the pointy end is where all the problems come from.
All right, I'm not going to argue semantics with you, cat friend. Here you go.
Thanks. So when he takes Deckham's hammer, he's like, wow, this is a really nice piece of work. Some really good craftsmanship. Would I be wrong to assume that this is a magical item?
I don't remember if he's got a magic hammer or not.
Yeah.
Is that his paladin weapon?
Yeah, it's his paladin weapon.
Yeah.
Wow, those are super rare. Good for you for owning it. Okay, into the sack it goes. And he just stuffs it in the bag he's carrying.
Do we get like a claim ticket or?
Yeah, what's
Yes,
the process
you do.
here?
And as he's taking your weapons, he's putting tags on them, and yes, he is handing you claim tickets.
It seems well inventoried.
Yeah, it's super organized. If you ever need to go out, yeah.
Did like a really dumb human in a lot of armor, and then like a naked human come through here and
Also
willingly
pretty dumb.
give up their weapons?
They did come through. Did not willingly give up their weapons, but I punched him really hard, and then he did.
Stupid
good.
Kevin.
I really like you. What was your name again? Cat
Thanks,
person?
I like you too. My name is Night Whisper.
Cool. Night Whisper.
Solid name.
As long as you don't steal my spear, we can be friends.
Cool.
Anybody who punches Kevin is a friend of mine.
Yeah, Kevin sucks. That's canon.
All right. Well, if you need your weapons, to go on an adventure or something, you can always come to my office in the city, and then you can pick up the weapons, and I escort you back out, and then you go on a crazy adventure.
Does my whip count? Does he take my whip? I have a rapier. He can have that.
Yeah. He takes the whip and rapier, trading them for the claim tags.
Cool.
And does Skullbutt have anything then?
I have a hand crossbow, which I assume is
Okay.
big
Yeah.
enough.
He'll take that as well.
And then I have
I mean,
a
the crossbow
dagger.
itself is not dangerous. It's the arrows.
The
Are you
bolt.
making
Yeah.
a crossbows don't kill people, people kill people argument?
No, I'm making a guns don't kill people, bullets kill people argument.
Anyway, let's not get into that.
I'm just trying to get around some of
Well-
not Kevin, some of Night Whisper's
Ooh,
rules.
how dare you?
I don't really have any interest in carrying around a crossbow if I don't also have bolts for it. So I'll just turn over the whole thing.
Fair.
Okay. Yeah, Night Whisper takes it, gives you the tag, puts the weapon in the sack. So he says, okay then, I guess you're all cleared to enter. Come on in, welcome to the city. And he actually pulls out a few brochures and hands you each one. And the cover reads, "Welcome to Heart City, where the real adventure is community." "Sorry about the city motto," says the sheriff. "We tried to change it, but I think it's been cursed by a wizard."
I don't know. I'm pretty into it.
Yeah, I kind of like it too. I mean, isn't that true? The real adventure is community.
That seems like a heavy metaphor for our show. Is Grouse is not actual real mouse sized, right?
No, he's
3
like
feet tall.
about 3 feet tall. He's
Yeah.
about halfling size.
Sorry, I've been trying to think of ideas for why a crossbow with no bolts would be useful, and I thought maybe for launching grouse somewhere, but
Oh.
that doesn't
I'm
seem
not that
practical.
small.
Okay, you're right then. Not useful. I do still have that skeleton foot.
Okay, so actually, you're taking a look at these brochures, and inside is a list of shops and attractions with an accompanying map. So sort of the usual tourist brochure fare. So there's a list of shops. There's some drinking and dining. It even lists entertainment venues and landmarks, and also some. Even some municipal and government buildings. So I won't go down the list right now, but I'll send that to you because there's a bunch of location or if there's anything in particular that you want to check out, I can tell you what's there. But right now, the sheriff is going to say, most adventurers go to the Stone's Throw when they first get here. You can get a room until you find some long-term situations. You can also check out the adventure board, but I hear it's been pretty empty lately. I guess if you've got any questions about how things work around here, you can ask me, or any locals who look friendly enough to approach. So at some point, the mayor will probably check up on you, so look out for her. Other than that, feel free to look around anywhere. Just don't cause any trouble.
2 questions.
Yes.
What does the mayor look like so we can look out for her?
So he sort of spreads his arms wide and he's like, very big, bigger than this, and he holds his arms about like 5 feet apart.
Okay, so we'll just be on the lookout for big people? Bigger than my bear friend here?
He looks at Deckham and seems to do a comparison in his head. He's like, yeah, bigger than that.
Oh, I think we'll notice the mayor. Second question, adventure board?
Yeah. So sometimes people or businesses will post requests for adventures. Just things outside of the city that need getting done. And if those are approved by the mayor, then you can pick one up, bring it to my office, and then I'll authorize you to take your weapons and go down to Torso Land.
Still such a weird name.
Well, great. Okay, so it sounds like the Stone's Throw is a good place to start. Do you know of any places around that might be where a bard might be able to, where someone might be looking for a bard?
Well, they'd probably let you sing a few tunes at the Stone's Throw, being that it's a tavern and
Sure.
all. I also hear that they sometimes have performers at the Heart's Desire, which is a classier restaurant.
Excellent. Thank you for that information. Are there any other tips for new adventurers that you would give to a group like us?
Don't do bad stuff, I guess.
Solid. All right. I'll try
That's
not
the main
to.
thing I have to watch out for. bad stuff.
Yeah, how did you get your job?
Well, the mayor gave me the job, I think because I'm probably just the best sheriff in the world.
You really look like a very good sheriff. I really have to say, I think that was a good choice.
Thank you. So with that, Night Whisper says, well, better get back to doing my job, I think. So he pauses for a moment, and he's like, which way? Oh, my office is this way. And then he goes off in that direction. So now Heart City lies before you, an entire society in a single massive cavern within the goddess's repose, with layers of buildings stacked upon stone shelves. And towering above you, you see what looks like a giant stalagmite made of petrified blood vessels and connective tissue, supporting an enormous stone heart 100 feet above the ground. And this stands out especially because, like nothing else you've seen in these caverns, looks like particularly anatomical.
Sounds super yucky.
It's a little yucky if you're yucked out by that sort of thing. But a quick reference to your map reveals that the mayor's office is around here somewhere. And other than that, you see a wide variety of colorful, clean buildings of wood and stone. And the cavern is brightly lit, almost as if the sun were shining. And looking up, in fact, it almost looks like the city has no ceiling above it. But as your vision focuses, you see that the cavern roof is actually covered with clusters and points of sky-colored light, shimmering faintly every so often, as if passed by clouds. And with wonderment, you realize that the entire ceiling of this cavern is covered with sky stones.
Oh, wow.
From here, the entire city is open to your exploration. The sheriff suggested visiting the Stone's Throw first, so what do you do?
I say we check it out. I don't know why. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so you enter the Stone's Throw and find a lively, well-lit scene within. The ground floor is packed with patrons and servers, but the second floor, whose balcony overlooks your position, has only one table that you can see, which is seated by 3 patrons. By the door, there is a wood-paneled section of wall carved with the words "Adventure Board," but it is empty, save for a few scraps and corners of paper from flyers that were once nailed there. So you can take a seat at the bar, find a table, or check out the second floor.
I don't know, Skullbutt, are you looking for a gig? Do you want to talk to the bartender or something?
Well, I think I'm not. I have, as a bard, I have some ability to get cheap lodging. But I think maybe a good part is just to sort of go talk to people and try to get the gossip of, like, what is going on and what people have already, assuming that the door is actually important, which seems pretty magical. Maybe we want to find out if people have tried things other than using blink or making orcs make out. Which are those are solid first approaches, but maybe there are other things that people have tried. Yeah, so I don't know. My inclination is to go up to the bar and order a drink and see what's going on.
Sounds good.
I could probably role play that a little more excitingly, though. But yeah, that's my idea.
Okay, so you sit down at the bar and order a drink from the bartender, who is a bear woman. And sitting next to you is a golden-furred dog man, and he turns to you and introduces himself. Hi there, strangers. My name's Good Boy, or at least that's what folks call me. I haven't smelled your faces around here before. Are you new to the city? Tell me how you got here. I love a good story, you know?
Well, I actually have a song about that, which I could play for you if you're interested.
Ah, yeah. Songs are like the #1 way of telling stories.
All right. Well, I'm not going to play that song again, but imagine that I did.
So you play the song, and Good Boy really seems to enjoy it, tapping his foot and swaying his head along with the beat. And he says, "That was great. It seems like you've had a lot of adventures getting here. But I'm curious. What brings you to Heart City in the first place?"
Well, we went to the door, and we saw some orcs making out there. That was kind of weird, and didn't seem like there was an obvious way to get in there or do anything there, so we had heard that this was the big place around, so we decided to come here to see what was going on. What brings you here?
Well, I was born in the city, actually. This tavern is my favorite place, though, to go and meet new people.
Huh, what other kind of people do you meet here?
Oh, lots and lots of people. I know a lot of people around the city. I mean, I guess if you ever need to ask about anyone or need to be introduced, I can probably help you out. What are your names, by the way?
My name's Skullbutt.
I'm Grouse.
I'm Audreyn.
And I'm Deckham. God damn it, Troy, where are you? So Good Boy's gonna say to the bartender, "Let's have a round of drinks for my new friends here," and the bartender pours you all another mug of ale, and Good Boy raises his glass and he says, "Well, welcome to Heart City. I know you're just gonna have a great time here." He raises his glass up for you to clink.
I'll clink it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. You clink glasses and take a drink. So I think we're gonna leave it right there for this week.
In my head, Good Boy raised his glass to cheers and then just froze. But nobody else did.
That does seem like something Good Boy would do.
I'm trying to decide if I'm one of those cats that dips his paw in the water and licks it off, or
Lap it off the top.
yeah.
So all right then, I think it's about time to wrap things up. Let's take care of some housekeeping. Our theme and transition music was created by Ira Ray. Many thanks to him. Incidental music was created by me. You can find us online. Our website is dicetomeetyou.com. Our Twitter handle is @dicetomeetyou. Yeah, say hi or say what you think of the show. Get in on the conversation. You can also review us on iTunes. That'll take just a few minutes, and give us some stars, say what you think about the show, and that will really help us out. It'll help us get noticed, get the show on some lists that'll make it more visible to people, so they can see it and subscribe. And we want to get more listeners, more people in on these fun adventures we're having. So we would really appreciate it if you did that. So let's do some plugs. I also do a show called Friendship in Firelight with my friends Matthew and Ivy, where we talk about whatever weird nerdy shit we're thinking about that week, and sometimes we'll just do goofy nonsense bits because we're too delirious to have a real conversation, and it's a lot of fun, if somewhat unintelligible at points. We also talk a lot about Dungeons and Dragons, and I've discussed a lot of this campaign in particular, and how I've been writing it, and in what my experiences with my with the other party I ran this campaign for. So check it out. Also, my book Persona 5e is on rpgnow.com. You can buy it there. We've got it's got rules for making animal characters as you've seen in this campaign. So it's a lot of fun. I'd recommend you check that out.
I have bronchitis. I would like to plug not getting bronchitis.
That's a good recommendation. Good.
Yeah, highly recommend not having it. I also made a comedy album called Yes Really. You can find, if you look up Glen Tickle on Bandcamp or really anywhere on the internet. It's not a common name. You'll find me. And you can read my dumb Twitter jokes and stuff. It's at Glen Tickle.
So I'm Jacob Haller, and I have a stupid amount of projects as always. You can find out about them on jacobhaller.com. The one I'm going to plug particularly this week is a podcast I have called Love You Like Crazy, Love YA Like Crazy, which is my friend Carrie and I kind of rant about a different young adult book. Every episode comes out about once a month. And as we record this, the last one that we put out just starts with us swearing incoherently for about 15 seconds because it was recorded not long after the election. But they don't all start like that, only that one. So that's been a lot of fun, and I really am happy with how that one's coming out. So I hope that you check it out.
I've listened to a couple episodes of that show. It's a fun time.
Cool, thank you. I guess that's me.
I have another show called Death Prattle. We talk about death and mourning, and the fact that you can buy caskets at Costco. And Keith, when does this episode come out?
Probably
Ish.
like December 30th.
Okay, so either this week or next week when you're hearing this, our guest
Merry
will
Christmas,
be...
I guess.
Yeah.
Hey.
Happy holidays.
Our guest will be good friend Glen Tickle.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
Hooray.
So check that out and listen to two not comedians try to make a podcast with a professional comedian and be funny.
That's what this show is.
Yeah, that's true. But there's
like
like
Death Prattle a
structure
lot.
to this one.
I'll back that one up. If anybody listens to this hasn't listened to Death Prattle yet, it's really, really great.
Yeah,
I've been
too.
listening to that one as well. I'm not all caught up, but it's quite enjoyable for a podcast about one of the most depressing topics imaginable.
I just started
Yep.
getting caught up from the beginning, and I think the first or second episode where you talk about the death hats.
Oh yeah, the sad hat.
Yeah,
The, like, I'm
because you
sad
use
right
it as
now?
a tagline, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is until I went back and listened from the beginning. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, in the Victorian era when like how deep your mourning was determined by, or like you wore a hat brim to indicate how sad you were, like how close you were to the person who died. The Victorians were very good or very bad at mourning. One of those.
I've been sharing the exchange you had about Christmas specials where your co-host said, or you were talking about how basically they're all about death, and your co-host
Yeah.
your co-host said, what about Rudolph? And you said, no, that one's about racism. And
We're recording an entire episode today about how many Christmas specials are about death, because it's astounding.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's excellent. And I listened to Glen's album also, and it's really funny. So I definitely would
Oh, thank you.
second that recommendation.
Agree.
So with that, I think it's about time to wrap it up. I'm Keith McBlane.
I'm Glen Tickle.
I'm Jacob Haller.
I'm Tara Dunderdale.
Troy's not here. So until next time, it's been nice to meet you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, friend.